Hello, this is part 2 from our wildflower walk. Wanted to show you a few more things that I found in the woods today. So one of the neatest flowers that you can find is this little guy right here. This is what's called a sessile trillium. Trillium because it has 3 petals, 3 leaves, and 3 sepals. So you can see in there, these are the petals, these are the sepals, and then the 3 leaves. The large flowered trillium, which is a cousin of this one, is the state wildflower in Ohio. Another name for this flower is also called toadshade. I can make up a lot of stories as to why it's called toadshade, but I always picture a toad sitting underneath it, getting shaded from the sun. So there's one of the close-up of those sessile trilliums. So pretty neat flower to be able to see this time of the year. Now as I go on up the hillside, you'll see there's a lot of different things that are out right now. And one of the neat plants that is edible in the woods right now is this right here. Might just look like some large leaves to you, but this is what we call leeks or ramps. So you can eat these. I actually cooked some up with some potatoes just the other night. If you dig it up, there's an onion-like bulb at the bottom of it. So you can either eat the top like you would eat chives, or you can dig down into it and you can find that onion part on the bottom and you can eat that. Now there's a few more things over here I wanted to show. One of the flowers that's just starting to come out that can also be used and eaten is what we call ginger. So you'll see that there's these heart-shaped leaves right here, and the stem itself is very hairy. There'll be a double set of leaves, and right in between the middle of those leaves is where the flower is going to be. If I pull this plant up, it's on a rhizome, and this rhizome itself can be eaten, can be candied, and it's going to replace ginger, which is a tropical plant. And so that's something that grows as a ground cover in all of our woods around here. Now as I go along, I talked in one of the videos, I shared a video with you about controlling invasive species. This plant right here, which has these somewhat heart-shaped leaves, scalloped, the flowers are just starting to come out, and they're more triangular shaped up at the top. This plant is what we call garlic mustard. It was brought over here into the United States as one of the greens, mustard greens. It's escaped from gardens and now grows wild in our woods. So if you find this plant, which can get up to 2 feet tall, later on in the season, you need to pull it and actually take it out of the woods, because if I just pull this and leave this on the ground, the flowers will continue to develop, the seeds will continue to develop, and each plant can produce thousands of seeds that will then spread over the woods. I've been pulling this out of my woods for almost 20 years, and because of that, I've finally seen all these wildflowers start to grow back. One last plant that I want to show you is this guy that looks like an umbrella here on the hill. And these are what we call Mayapples. And for those of you that hunt mushrooms, you know that when the Mayapples start to come up, it should be mushroom season. Now, a couple things about the Mayapple is they will only bloom when there's a double leaf. So if you take a look at this plant, there's a single stem, it goes up, there are forks, and you can see where the little flower bud is going to be in the middle of that. So this Mayapple will actually bloom this year and set fruit. It's called a Mayapple because it blooms in May, but it actually doesn't set the fruit, which is a little apple-looking thing, until the fall. All parts of this plant are poisonous, with the exception of the ripened fruit, which is actually pretty tasty, and you can make a lot of jams and jellies out of. So here are a lot of Mayapples that we have here in the woods as you take a look at the hillside. So I hope you learned a little something. It's starting to snow. I think I'm going to go inside and warm up. Have a great Earth Day.